Yes, but deliberately come live now. Come on, I want to whole heap of people pack up over here. But when we chat without everybody in our business. Big up on yourself, big up on yourself. I'm busy for 2 or 3. We are gonna talk. No man. Thank you so much, Norma. How you like your wrench, girl? How do you like your wrench, girl? Well deserved, well deserved. How do you like your wrench? Madam Moderator, mods. Yeah, we're gonna talk, we're gonna talk about something, we're gonna talk about a number of things. We're gonna reflect on the kind of things that happened on social media today and what we just hear over John Shop. So I'm sure you've heard by now that Andre has been there is an intervention. Yes, there's an intervention, it seems, allegedly, because we not hear it from Andre mouth. We don't really know what going. But I'm shock you. No problem, Norma. You deserve it. But he has been blocked from accessing his social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and apparently TikTok as well. That is according to 99. Okay? That's according to 99. Now, let me tell you something. You see this now? This is showing you one thing. That Andre has people around him. If this is true, this is showing you that Andre have people around him that actually care. This is showing you that Andre have people around him that actually give to. You understand me? Because anybody in their right mind should be able to notice a mental breakdown when they see it. We're not talking about the sheep then. We're not talking about the blind followers. We're talking about the people with analytical minds observing the behavior of Andre Stevens during this whole grieving process after the death of Heather, the murder of the lady that he keeps calling his mother. Right? Yes, that is what they were saying. Auntie was irking my nerves when she was talking about it. Listen. So I just come live because I never really want to hear nothing more. You understand? But all I'm saying, people are talking about, oh, he's grieving, let him vent, let him say what he wants to say, blah, blah, blah. But you know, one of the things about our people is that we are so unaware of mental health crisis when we see it, that we will give it all kinds of excuses, right? Now, normal grief is normal grief, but you see, when you have grief accentuated by mental health conditions, i.e. schizophrenia, I mean, not saying schizophrenic, but just saying, it is magnified times 10 because this person is clearly showing that he is struggling. His live last night, I listened to it. First, I heard a bit of it on Legit this morning. And while I went on a walk, I went for my exercise walk. I walked for 4.3 miles today. Big up me. And when I went on my walk, I listened to everything. And I was like, my God. I can understand that trauma makes people want to release. But a lot of the things that were said on that live did not need to be said. Some things needed to be said. Some things did not need to be said to the public. You understand me? And everybody go run up and say, oh, let him talk. Let him say what he has to say and blah, blah, blah. because his knowledge is sound. His knowledge is sound about the situations. It's true. I do not doubt anything that Andre has said in that live. I believe that everything he has said has his truth in it. Okay? But what I'm going to say is, was it wisely done? And yet, the followers that are following blindly are not going to challenge that because them love the sus and them love the gossip and them want hear what go on, you know. And them want hear the foolishness what the people them in a leadership are do. But are they realizing a mental health breakdown and mental health crisis when they see it? This man literally went from bawling to shouting to speaking in a whisper within 5 minutes. Emotional roller coaster. A complete emotional roller coaster. He needs professional help and fast too. Of course. So I am, if what 99 is saying is true, I am very happy to hear that there is intervention taking place for this man. I'm very happy to hear that intervention is taking place for this man. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, the things he was saying was more than distressing. More than distressing. And the thing is, he was revealing stuff about himself that if anybody was analyzing that live, they would realize that Andre was saying too much. So that was one thing I wanted to reflect on from, the past 24 hours of happenings. That it really takes good support to recognize when a blogger is falling to pieces and step in. And hopefully a good team is around him that don't want to take advantage but wants to protect him, because he is a fragile mind as much as he's a genius. Because Andre a genius, he is a genius. I don't know if you guys realize this, but a lot of people who are extremely bright, them always have a touch of madness. Einstein was one. Einstein was considered to be mad by many people who met him. They said he was off. Okay? But he came up with some of the most brilliant discoveries in history. Now, Andre is an extremely talented and gifted man. His brain works on several levels all at once. A very special and unique mind. And that cannot be denied. But his brain waves move so fast that sometimes it doesn't balance up with what is considered to be socially acceptable. You understand me? So I am very pleased that there is a strong enough support network around Andre to recognize when it's time for Andre to step back. Because I've blocked him on Facebook, I block him on Facebook, because for one thing, his posts about Heather was getting to me, because as I said to you guys, I know Heather and I know the family. I know her daughter. And I know that they don't approve of the way he was handling discussing things about Heather. And it was constantly coming up on my feed. And I was like, I cannot take this. And then it was done. And then it was mixed in with all this stuff about spiritualism that I really can't stomach. So I was just like, block it out of my space, which is my rights. Right? So I went onto Instagram. I haven't unfollowed him on Instagram. I haven't unfollowed him on YouTube. So I went onto his Instagram. And lo and behold, there are lots of posts, not necessarily about Heather, but about other things. And he's using numerology. So for those of you who don't know what numerology is, it's looking at the kind of ways that numbers impact on our lives and how those numbers represent some kind of spiritual meaning. Okay, it's a part of the study of Scientology. You hear me? And it really is what I put as a part of the dark spiritual world. It's the world where seances are accepted, fortune telling is accepted, sightseeing is accepted. And as you know, in the Christian faith, fortune telling is considered to be a sin. So I've been brought up in the Christian faith of Methodists. So anything like that, Ouija board and all them kind of something there, to me is a no-no, right? So he is dabbling in this numerology. He's placing numbers around everything, trying to explain what's happening and what numbers represent what and all of that, which I consider to be dark spirituality, and attaching it to crime cases. Now, that in itself should tell you that Andre is losing it, because his brain waves are sped up and he is working, his mind is working at 100 miles an hour. 15 of now watch me in a tree, they get like, no man, me not go continue. It not right. Me can't go in at the next part of the things that we go on social media at all. If 50 now watch me and a tree they get like, it no make no sense. Now a 16, it no make no sense. Come we talk of the things them, but no so. No with everybody just a sit back and a watch and a listen and a pray, and nobody can't even like up the light. Liking the live is free, you know, people. It no cost no money, you know. Locks a mercy. No man. You can't do me that. Anyway, so dabbling in dark spirituality and attaching it to crime cases and getting his followers to reason like him is bizarre. Because let me tell you something. Beliefs are a personal thing. And unless Andre's platform was presented as a platform where you can come and practice spirituality in his way, I don't think he has ever hidden the fact that this is what he dabbles in. But many people who sign up to Andre don't sign up for that. They sign up for his clarity of thinking when it comes to what's happening in politics, what's happening in crime, what's happening in society, in Jamaican society and the diaspora. They're there to hear his views. They're there to hear how he deals with cases. They're there for his personality. There are a few that are a part of his spiritual tribe. But what I am saying is his posts have changed considerably since the death of Heather, which tells you that the grief that he experienced triggered his trauma and pulled up a lot of unhealed hurt, and so him cup overflow. You understand? And it's coming out however it's coming out. So tell him all chat out some of the deepest, darkest secrets that he has that can put him in jeopardy. And when I tell you, said can put him in a jeopardy. Boy, I don't know. You see this man, he must be either really loved or really powerful. But Norman Sam auntie just said for us to pray for him. He needs to go seek medical help. Donnelly case make people start to listen to him. Oh yes, Rochelle, it's true, you know. Yes, the Donnelly case. Yes, that is very true. That's very true. Andre can be lying too because he loves attention. But the thing is, Jamaica Queen, lying, yes, but you know the kind of mental state that this man is in. I am not certain Andre is necessarily seeing the difference between fact and fiction right now, you know. God know, you know. You see, because I think that Andre is going through a mental health crisis, I do not think he is able to separate fact from fiction, which will make him look, as though he cannot be a credible source. It's a damage to his brand. So these people stepping in and stopping him having access are working on multiple levels. Yes, they're protecting his mental health, but they're also recognizing that they do not want the platforms to be damaged. You understand me? Because eventually, while it's all exciting right now, because you know how it is, controversy sells. People are gonna flock to it and go, yes, you know, him sound like him a go off, you know, make we go hear what him have to say and stuff like that. And oh gosh, he's grieving, let us go and support. But how long will that last? After a while, it will start to become a bit boring if he's carrying on doing this. So they're recognizing that, listen, the numbers might be spiking now, but I can see a drastic drop if this man don't stop. Right? You know, all of these stuff all along while coming out now. Then that me I try to tell you, say, is the death of Heather spike all of this? Is the death of Heather spike all of this? It's the grief that he is experiencing. I mean, when I saw that Andre came on live for what? It was about 20 minutes and bawled his eyes out, then went into these deep tongues and stuff like that. What was supposed to be a private mourning moment became a public display on his platform. And I'm like, I can understand he's grieving. He was very close to the woman. He has every right to be down, every right to be depressed about it. The circumstances under which Heather was killed was horrific. Plus, he seems to be carrying some guilt about the fact that he knew about the abusive relationship that she was going through and didn't do anything about it. But you know what? Andre needs to recognize that he was not the only person who knew about Heather's abusive relationship. He's not the only person who knew. I know several people who knew. And they did nothing. So him taking on that burden on himself is a part of his hypersensitivity, which is attached to his mental health condition. You understand me? One of those people that feels things. It's like, you know, when you're you're too much of an empath. You feel things too deeply. He was not the only person who was aware of Heather and about Wesley. He was not the only person aware of the kind of man that he was. Lots of people uptown didn't know about it. Remember me tell you that. Because remember say uptown me come from. It was known. So even though she did not want it blown up and put on social media, which he then eventually did, it was known within a circle, and you know, people chat. So it was known. He have no respect for Heather. The fact that she asked him not to speak on her store in public and he came out emptying out the barrel of the lady's store. Exactly. But what I'm trying to say, Jamaica Queen, listen carefully. He is not compos mentis. Everything that Andre has done from the moment he did that 20-minute live in the dark to this date is fraught with mental health crisis. So in other words, he is not fully culpable for the things that he's doing. So I'm really glad that his support team stepped in. I am not going to say that Andre don't have a right to mourn and he doesn't have a right to be angry and he doesn't have a right to feel the guilt that he feels because he knew and he wished he could have done something. But I am saying that for him to go on a public platform and use that as his voice, that was the inappropriateness. The timing was inappropriate. And I even went on his platform and told him so, that I don't respect this. Because this is not what the family wants. Imagine that the woman died and you only find out through the newspaper. What does that tell you? Or through the media. What does that tell you? Think about it, people. Think. The fact that he knew through the media and not directly from somebody within the family. Think about it. But nobody now go see that part there. You understand? Them are go depend. Oh, his mother. You guys need to just wake up and recognize that this man is not well. As brilliant as he is, he needs help. He needs intervention. And I am glad they've taken the first step. But this is only the first step. This is only the first step. Right? So I'm going to say that I'm glad and I'm grateful that somebody has recognized, and it's probably Wayne, to be honest, has recognized that something needs to be done. to save him from himself. Because those things that he revealed in his live last night were quite deadly. I'm telling you. And if you guys have not watched it, go and watch it. Okay, because I'm not denying him his audience. I'm just saying it was some pretty dangerous accusations, right? And things that he said also about himself that didn't put himself in a good light. The fact that you were a part of a corrupt system, and the fact that you would have covered that corrupt system up for as long as you were regarded by the people who you were protecting. And then the moment they come out and they throw you to one side and whatever, then you are now coming out with all of this. The fact that you would do and execute certain things in vengeance, as in you would join particular sides in order to bring down the people who you thought threw you to one side, is quite, it doesn't look good, does it? Because him say upon him live, you know, say him deliberately would have joined affiliations with X person and X person in order to bring down the prime minister and the wife because of the betrayal that he felt. He said it. Now, does that sound like something a person of a sound mind would say in representation of themselves, even if deep down them is true? You know, sister, the man turn out his heart upside down on social media. That no wise. That no wise. Him turn out him whole heart, him belly button on social media. And let me tell you something, no matter how much somebody comes out here and blogs, it is important that you keep certain personal things to yourself, honestly. Because you leave yourself bare and too vulnerable. And social media streets are now a nice place. It mucky. Not to mention the fact that his particular platform is being observed by people of power. And he's speaking as though, think about it, guys. He was speaking as though nobody else was listening apart from him and his people that are coming up in the comments. He might talk about the fact say the prime minister wife no know certain move. So you know things say you saying that the man wife know. When you say those things, she's listening. Those people pay attention to large platforms where there's a political affiliation attached to it. They're paying attention. All when the politics not involved, they still a look. You understand? So that intervention was necessary. No. We don't have for Andre. That's why admin block him so they don't get in trouble. They may not tell you all kind of name a call and all these kind of things. And then he might draw anti-name in his mess, and they never want to do the observer photos because of his mouth. Like, it's got nothing to do with 99, whatever was happening with the observer there. And you know what was unfortunate, that 99 came out and she lashed out against that lady. I don't mean to call her by her race, but I don't want to call her name. You know, the Chinese lady and stuff. And she felt that she was being blocked by that person and stuff like that. And that it had to do with classism and whatever. And it could very well have to do with the affiliation with him, of course. Of course. It could very well have had to do with that. Because, you know, he brings controversy. Right? Now, I am not saying, once again, you know, no, get me wrong, I'm not say that what Andre know is false or whatever, you know. I'm not saying that he doesn't know his stuff, you know. I'm saying that when somebody knows so much and is untapped when provoked, they are a dangerous liability. That is what I'm saying. Right? If you are not going to tackle a corrupted system from within the system once you discover the corruption, and you come out of the system, and because you were betrayed by the system, you are now raising up the points and dunning the people them because you are betrayed by the system, what does it say? That had you been embalmed by that system and cocooned by that system, you would not have had a problem. You would have carried on being the fixer because that is what he was. That's what I said to Legend this morning. I said he was the fixer. And if anybody has watched, what is the name of that series again? Oh my God. What's the name of that series with Olivia now? Want to know the series with Olivia where I worked for the Prime Minister? Olivia was the fixer. Anybody who into them series, them black series, will know what me I talk about. Right? But he was the fixer. And that fixer's job was to smooth over the image and to package the perfect candidate for leading the country. That means any mess, they had to get rid of it. They had to hide it. Any obstacle, they had to remove it. And their job is to remain in the background and to make that candidate look perfect. He even said it. He would have done anything to make sure that his leader won. He was not able to get no loan or any assistance. He went bankrupt, had to close his restaurant down. That's number some that's auntie, though I would not expect better from her. What's auntie? She loved to defend him. Oh, sure. 99 I know who for defend and who not for defend, to be honest. Me not watch him from he did provoke his roommate into a fight. Okay, yes. So as I said, you know, I used to watch Andre a lot. I got caught up with building my own platform, so I haven't looked at him for a while. But then when certain things started happening, then I started to look again. Once in a while, I'd go on and say, hi, prof, come off back. But you see, the thing with Heather, that really upset me. That did push me. That pushed me away. It was like a what is. And then I stepped back and thought, but this guy is losing it. You understand? So yes, well done to Andre's team. Well done for doing what was necessary. Let's see how you go forward with him and help him to heal. And hopefully he comes back to Partner Draw restored and, you know, back together. You understand? Because luckily for Andre have good people around him. Him lucky. So that is the case. So that's that reflection in the last 24 hours. Let's go to the next. So, I hardly posted much today because I did more listening and observing than posting. I only posted in the last couple of hours, to be honest. And I made a status on my Facebook page where I said that today on social media feels like the Twilight Zone. Me don't know about Uno, but me did feel like some day in our world where paranormal. It did feel odd. Today never felt normal. It felt very, very strange. Because the things that were happening around, and I'm not going to call these people's names because, you know, to me, they are not worth calling them name. And I don't want a soul put them name in the comments. Now, I look out for it. If you see it, delete it. I don't want anybody calling that person's name on this live. But I am going to address the behavior and I'm going to attach it to the subject of this live, which is the fact that there are some bloggers that are going through a mental health crisis. You understand me? What I saw on display objects, what I saw on display today made my stomach turn. It made my stomach turn. And I'm not saying that people can't use their platforms to do whatever the hell they want, you know, because I certainly cannot be dictated to. And I don't expect anybody to dictate to that person. Now, I would not, if I was a supporter of 99, go onto that platform and say anything. Me personally. It doesn't make sense. Because what you're looking at is a person that has no moral compass. No moral compass at all. And a person with no moral compass will go beyond boundaries even we would call an unschooled person would go. So when you go over there and you poke and you provoke somebody with no moral compass, it will only get worse. Now, this person is insignificant on the scale of things. Because as you can see, 99 is seemingly unaffected. But I am going to give you an alternate perspective here. 43 of you upon the live. Wanna like up the live, man. So we can go down in it. 43 I wanna watch, 43 I wanna listen, I wanna just come fi fast. Come man, press the like button, no? It doesn't take anything to like up the live, guys. Come on. Me I go wait for a little more lives before me continue. Little more likes. Because it no right. When you can't just come and absorb Headteacha so. And Headteacha spend a little time with you before she go roll up in her bed beside her nice clean husband. You understand? And I like up the live. Thank you very much. Good. So, what I'm going to say is this. When you're dealing with somebody that don't have no moral compass and you go and you try to irritate them and you call them and you cuss them on behalf of, and it seems to not be affecting 99, so you feel like you can just do these things. Let me tell you guys something. I want you guys to kind of really put yourself in 99 shoes. Just put yourself in 99 shoes. 99 may not care, about what a person they are saying, But don't think for 1 minute that it does not have an impact, because it does. I've been observing Donna for the past how many lives. Still glowing, still looking beautiful, but not smiling as much. Am I the only person that's noticed that? Am I the only person that's noticed that? I want you guys to recognize that every influencer is impacted by what is said about them out there. No matter how you may think that this person is not important or how they may come across and go, oh, that person in a matter, I take my business about them. It affects them. It does. You notice it too. All right. A years we are watch her, A years we are watch her. Of course. Oh, when that poor lady, she go snap. I think it's in this morning's live, she go snap one comment and send go gear and I heard nearly fly off again. You understand? Because she's trying to say she doesn't want to see it, but it's because of the nature of the stuff that's going on, why it is so irritating. And I'm trying to say to people that instead of thinking that I'm going to go over to such place and I'm going to attack and cuss on behalf of and all of that, blank them now. Blank them. Seriously, blank them. You see, ignoring is the worst insult you can give. It is the worst insult you can give. Don't even look. You understand? Don't even look. Don't call the names. Don't regard. Me love how Alicia deal with it. I saw Alicia's little clip. That was funny. You understand? Because this woman's success is going to drive these people to an early grave. The toxic nature of these people is to ride negativity. So when you go over there and you start pumping that negativity, that is what they need to thrive. That's what they need to thrive. You understand? And I know it's tempting, but it is affecting her. Because there's this tension around her name. Say if somebody is just calling your name negatively and a bun bad aisle for you, you don't know what that do to you. It do to your spirit, It breaks it down, Especially when the noise gets louder. And we cannot deny that the noise against 99 has gotten louder. It has gotten louder. It has gotten louder. because there are now many factions with larger platforms trying their darndest to tear this lady down. So you think said that naga have at all? But the behavior that I saw was indicative of somebody who is also going through a mental health crisis. And unfortunately, in that case, there is no intervention. You understand me? There is no intervention at all. There are a few people that are basically enjoying the ride, and then there are some that are fueling the fire. But if they really cared, because one or two did call in, and try and stop that person from behaving like that, but him run them like dog. But if anybody genuinely cared about that person, they would take them away from social media too. But nobody is there to intervene over that side. You understand me? Because nobody genuinely cares over that side. Their blood vessel going to burst. Auntie still not looking. As she should not. But what I'm trying to say is that people are saying that Auntie not looking. Auntie still not looking. But I can assure you that she looking. She just not saying that she looking. She's aware. As a social media personality, as an influencer, you are aware. It's a part of your marketing. It would be daft to not notice. So nobody make 99 fool and make any things that she may not be sitting and listening, but she's receiving a synopsis. You understand me? She may not be absorbing all of the details, but she's receiving a synopsis. Because your brand is important, and what your brand represents is important, and positivity is what drives a brand forward. So if there is a growing negative energy, any business person will pay attention. You understand me? Headteacha, even though Legend blocked me, I still watch and I see this coming because he calling on Auntie Life. They cannot break what they did not build, period. No, they cannot. And that is what we're saying. We believe that kind of noise will never break. But it certainly can ruffle feathers, and it certainly can leave an unsettled and bad taste. You understand? It can leave an unsettled feeling. It can bring disappointment. It can bring a desire that things were different. She's going to reflect on it and wish it was not the case, because that's human. That's human. But that person is sick. No moral compass at all. Nothing is off limits. Will say anything and maybe do anything. But will say anything. So it doesn't make sense going over there, because he's just going to ride her name over and over again to attack the lady. And what you want is to put positive energy out there around her. That is what I'm trying to say. You understand? That is what I'm trying to say. A true mental health crisis. So when everybody I put up them little things and I laugh and I say mad them and mad out, and they're doing it as a joke, but it's true. One person's success driving them crazy. One person. You understand? I mean, I see why. Because, hello, particularly for that one, you're in the UK. You literally have got everything provided for you because of your disabilities and your illness. You've got absolutely nothing to worry about. The government will look after you. So what is this need for this misery and this hatred? What is the need for it? If you're not deep down miserable, or you're having a mental breakdown yourself. And then the person is not even looking, not even responding. Even if they are looking, they're not responding. Now, what I really wish that 99 would do is to completely ignore, as in not refer, not throw the shade, not And I know she's human, and I know people are gonna say, but she's human, and you can't expect her to just a take and a collect punches and not say nothing and not vent in her own way. But you see, we know that when Auntie is truly winning is when she stop give them any energy at all and just doing her thing and shining and laughing and running our little program them and baking season a come. That is when we know that she truly winning. When she doesn't throw shade. You see, the moment she throws shade, she start to lose. Because everybody where at the objects them start pick up and I said that shade there for me and that shade there for me and that shade there for me and it starts all over again. So the whole thing about me not care what the objects them have to say and nay. Don't bother with all that. Just do your program, do your show, and keep being beautiful and keep being you and forget these people because they will never forget you. Never forget you. Sometimes the shade is necessary. Sometimes. And I said, yes, she's human. Sometimes. But after a while, just leave it. You said it now. Don't bother to refer to it again. Don't bother to talk about what people are saying and whatever because your true followers they haven't gone anywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. You understand? The ones that have fallen out have fallen out. Let them go their way. But it's about time that we start to see that next level starting to seep in. You understand? Less of that baga part and more of the focused on achievement and growth part. It's reductive at this point as we heard it all from the objects. Yes, he don't even wash his face but come on live, for instance, after a flying bird. Yeah, I mean, I don't even pay attention to stuff like that, to be honest. I mean, people, as I said, people will go on their platform and they will chat whatever the hell they want to chat, and I as much as I can't stand what the behavior looks like and stuff, I don't really care. He's got nothing to do with me, and his behavior. He's not my kid. He's not my relative. I wouldn't want to be associated with anybody like that. He can stay in his camp and do whatever the hell he wants, and his minions can do whatever the hell they want to do with him. I don't care, but what I do care about is the impact it's having on somebody who we regard as a great example, or somebody who we regard as a lady who has revolutionized what social charities can look like. Right? That's the part that I care about. Right? So any of those people can go on yamming up themselves and doing whatever. You know what I find really hilarious? The fact that at first it was said that this person was being led by a particular arch nemesis. And that arch nemesis is not even commenting. That arch nemesis is not even on the page. That arch nemesis is not even present. That arch nemesis is putting up pretty picture and she still a throw one or two shade of a 99, but she not say nothing. She's acting as though she got nothing to do with this. You understand me? It's ridiculous. So like I said, they will meet their own Waterloo. Just give it time. Karma is a hell of a thing. God works behind the scenes. Sometimes it's not so obvious. Okay? Leave them, let them chew and destroy each other because it will happen. It have to happen because that is what it's about. You understand? Good over evil every time. But yes, I would really like to see that 99 truly takes herself away, even and just basically just gets on with it. Let her marketing team and whoever it is that is working around her, let them gather all the evidence, let them do whatever if she needs to file anything, but let her mind be clear so that she can just enjoy her platform and go back to one or two love connection and these things where we like for watch. You understand? And I little Colleen show them and a little story them, but we not here for a while now. Tired to see 99 forehead look creased. I want that smile back coming through naturally. You understand? And it would be a great thing if she totally ignored them without all of that. Right? So now then you think they're gonna fall. Yes, my love. But hey teacher, look how they say the lady died from heart attack. Nonsense. They said auntie choose 1 million package like how can people be so vicious? I know. That's a whole nonsense. That is a whole nonsense. Right? I mean, I've already spoken about Miss Richie. So if you guys haven't seen that live, there is a previous video. So you can go back and see that, you know. It was not no heart attack, it was a stroke. So that's a nonsense. And they just say things because they're trying to find yet another avenue. And it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing to be at the receiving end of, people. It's a horrible thing to be at the receiving end of. But it's also important to recognize that if you feed the beast will grow. Okay? So just don't feed the beast. Starve it. Starve it of attention. Starve it. So that it will die. Anyway, you guys know Headteacha K don't stay on live long. She come and say what she have to say. Big up on herself. Bless all the people who came and liked up the live. 51 of only 26 likes. Boy, may I tell you. Anyway, it's getting better. So I can only appreciate you. This is your girl, Headteacha K. Have yourselves a good night. Bye-bye.